Okay, wholeness. I just jumped in here real quick, man, because I got to get into this with y'all real fast. Right now, I'm finna cover this subject. What does a spiritual awakening look like in 2019? This is gonna be a hell of a subject real fast, because we're gonna talk about more than just specifically what does a spiritual. Hey, listen, subscribe, like, share. It's gonna be worth it. Information that we need to hear. Now, first off, we got to get into this. We got to gain an understanding of what is spirituality anyway. What is the difference from spirituality and religion? What separates spirituality from religion? Is spirituality and religion the same thing? Right? Now, to each and every individual, spirituality and religion both has a different connotation. There's a different aspect or a perspective of what those two different formulations or entities are, right? But in reality, they're one and the same thing. Now, the reason I say this is the reason I want to show you. Because some people might hear me and say, well, religion and spirituality is different. No. For the higher minds, for the people that actually has really gotten out of religion, meaning that you went further than just getting your subconscious mind from being stuck inside of a religious state. Because people think that religion means bibliography or Bible studies, right? That's what they mean. Like that religions literally are identified by things like Islam, Christianity, Buddhism, Egyptology, all of that type of stuff. But it's not, because everything inside of your nature, everything inside of your day-to-day life will literally become religion. And it will become a religious faction. You see what I'm saying? To where every day you wake up and search still for the same energy. And you're still chasing that same connection. It's just that now you learn how to call it something different, right? You call it something different because you've been taught that when you come out from under whatever religious practice that you are under, and some people are taught that those religious practices are spirituality still, right? Because they have a new subject out. And I don't know if it's a new subject or a new word, but it's called spiritual religion, right? Where they're merging spirituality and religion. And they're doing nothing but leading your best marketing executives and your actors to create for you an ideological concept of what spirituality, religion, or spiritual religion actually is. It's the same thing they're doing with everything else, right? They teach or they pay actors to create into the reality ways for you to interface or interact with the reality, because they want to show you how to process the reality. So now, what is a spiritual awakening like in 2019? I was going to say 2019, but is it still anything? No. Because I get into these conversations with people, and I say this, like, America, man, we real big and we real bad for playing spiritual. Everybody faking consciousness. And then you start to ask yourself, how? It's the same way you see everybody playing religion. The same people that came from out of religion playing the best religious practice are playing spiritual, are playing conscience or conscious. So now I'm asking, when we say what is spirituality or what is a spiritual awakening like in 2019, the first thing we got to do is understand what perspective we are discussing. We're not finna hit everybody's perspective, but we will start to separate and point out all of the different things that are still religious, that still prove that you are just as much a part as the physical system or this mundane force or source of reality that you was before you even jumped up off the wagon, so to speak, or so you think. You see? So now, the thing about spirituality now, of having a spiritual awakening in 2019, the biggest challenge is going to be with identifying like-minded people who are actually being honest about their experiences. Too many people are learning about other people's experiences, reading about other people's experiences and what the possibilities of those other people's experiences are, and creating their own stories in their minds that don't add up with the information that they start to give you when you have a conversation with them. It's like you start to see that a person tells you every time that their third eye is open, but they start saying, Alhamdulillah, you know, praise God, give him the glory. All of this old crazy ass shit, but your third eye open. And then you start getting all of the conscious people saying that they can see, right? They whole, they balance, they connected to the all-knowing self. Life is an illusion, all of these things, right? These are all the crazy things they're doing, just chanting mantras. Because if you ask them, what are the mechanics behind this illusion being built, they can't tell you nothing. Which tells me that you don't really understand what you're talking about. It's some slick shit you heard somebody say. And that's the reason you're still caught inside of duality. Right? And the person say, well, man, why are you angry? This is what I just got to talking to a person to say, well, man, why are you angry? And I keep telling you, I'm not angry, baby. It's passion. When this conversation is over, you don't understand how lax and everything else I am. Probably because I got a blunt waiting on me. Right? But I do this from passion. Because like I say, in all my videos, I have been dead, I have been alive. I understand the calculations of what's taking place in between those intermediate states. Now you got a lot of people that come out with all of this crazy ass science that ain't even real, that if you go back and study it and break it down, it's all pseudo still. They're using all pseudoscience to get everybody all razzle-dazzle, caught up inside of it, trying to find the all-knowing or the absolute inside of it, not even realizing that you're teaching people another religion, because you don't even know that you're stuck inside of another religion. Why? Because you're chasing a religious, spiritual guru. And then you'll finally realize that after this nigga done sucked you dry, or this lady done sucked you dry of all your own creative force and energy, done bled you up all your, and I mean, like, listen, man, this is the same shit that has always been going on. Always. All the spiritual leaders. You've been seeing this. So when we start to say, what is a spiritual awakening like in the year 2019? It's hell. And if people start coming to you all the time in this namaste, having a spiritual activation or awakening in 2019 is so beautiful. They're lying to you when they're trying to sell you something. They want you to spend your money with them. They're selling you a mythological thing. And they will tell you every lie imaginable, because why? Most people done fell down the road of philosophy, poetry, and shit like that. So they figure out creative and poetic ways to explain the same shit that the miserable old lady at the bus stop saying. Even that's a role in our identity, because I'm not saying that reality is hard, because my reality ain't hard. I'm telling you, man, I got more control over this thing than I ever had in my life. And I know I'm getting better and better at it. And that's because now I understand what ain't true, what ain't real, and I understand what is to be true and what is to be real. See, I'm not one of these people that are still waiting to discover what is the meaning to life once you get past death. I've already experienced death. So you're still wondering, I already know. I know why I'm here now. And I'll tell you, I'm dying at 88 years old, and it's not going to be a death. I'm going to transmutate myself. I'm going to leave this physical body. Now, if you can't say this much for yourself, that means that you don't know yourself as good as you say you do, or think you do, or trying to make the world think you do. And everybody else that's telling you all this crazy shit, they lying to y'all. I'm telling you, these motherfuckers ain't doing nothing but master marketing and everything else so that they can sell you the best guest version of why you're here, how to maintain a balance or a connection to something that you're not disconnected from anyway, and then give you this whole spiel about life after death. And it's like, man, where do this shit stop? So like I'm asking myself, do everybody that's lying really know that they lying? Is some people subconsciously lying and don't consciously know it? Because everybody doing it with like a straight face. Or is everybody really just like, I don't know, man. Is it unconscious or is it conscious? Just tell me. Because I'm trying to figure it out. This is the reason I disconnect myself from so many different people. And this is the reason that I find it hard to communicate with people. Because when people continuously lie about their experiences just to make you think that they're more relevant or purposeful than they actually are at this time, not saying that you're not relevant, not saying that you're not purposeful, because people hang on words looking for things to actually shoot at and attack nowadays. They don't take all of the nice things and the good things that you say. They pick through it all to find one thing that they can say, hey, man, nope, right? But I don't care about all of that. Man, I'm not even here for all of that, bro. You see what I'm saying? I'm here to show you that, man, yeah, activating or becoming more spiritually awakened or in depth or in tuned in the year 2019, you can expect to be hazardous. It's going to be chaotic for you. Because whether you know it or not, you come naturally and organically, biologically from an organic state of chaos and into a state of restriction, limitation, and order. That's what the prism is for, the light. You see what I mean? But we so caught up in listening to people go all off into this crazy shit that they call books, documents, and shit from the ancestors that we never really invest any of the time to try to process it. We don't give none of the information enough time to resonate with us to see that, wait a minute, why do it resonate with us? Is this just resonating with us because this is another idea or thought form or belief that I've picked up or adopted now that I've gotten out of another one and that I'm getting caught along the line of some more crazy shit, like am I getting strung along again? We never really go inside of our mind and figure none of this stuff out, man. We just jump on these bandwagons. I'm telling you, we get strung through the mud again. Because everybody literally got their little bitty agendas. And you start to see what those little bitty agendas are when people start to dream bigger and think bigger. When they start getting uncomfortable with their current state of existence and start yearning for and desiring more. And they can't get it for themselves. So what they do is they create all of these fictitious ass, flabbing, what is it called? I don't know. The word just slipped out my mind. But extravagant. I don't know where the word flat. See, I was gone. But these extravagant ass tales and lies, because in literate, man, listen, bro. Like, listen to me. And I'm finna show you this. You can take this and run with this. The next nigga that tell you he's sovereign, ask him, do he got insurance? Ask this nigga, do he got license? The next nigga tell you he can get you sovereign, ask him, do he pay bills? You see what I'm saying? See, when people ain't 100% honest, it's a difference when you say, man, look, we finna become sovereign together, or we finna spiritually activate our consciousness together. There's a difference, bro. But when people ain't really being honest about their experiences and their intentions, then all of the information starts to get misconstrued and mixed up. And then most people, it's like you be standing there watching this shit. A lot of people are just scared to walk away because right now they don't know where else to go. Literally. Like a lot of people standing here knowing a lot of this shit is just crazy. And they don't got nowhere else to go. A lot of people don't give a fuck. A lot of people just don't know. So what I'm saying is, man, you need to learn how to stop trying to bandwagon, stop trying to roll gig for other niggas and other people, man. Listen, learn to really go inside of yourself, because spirituality in the year 2019 is going to be one of the most unstable and unbalanced awakenings for you. And people that tell you it's not, they're not awakened, bro. They're not. Just because people play these namaste games, just because, I'm serious, that doesn't mean that they're awakened, Joe. Just because you see people around this motherfucker burning sage, doing all of this, that don't mean that they're awake, bro. I'm serious, unless I got a misunderstanding of what awake means. That's what I mean about the word spirituality. Unless I'm mistaken on what the word spirituality means, and it don't really mean what I think it means about the ethers, right? Then everybody lying, they tripping, and everybody got their stories from somebody else. You see what I'm saying? But what happened when you get your story from somebody that didn't experience death? He read about it. He's studying this shit in a lab somewhere. This is the same thing scientists been doing all along. This is what they gave Einstein Academy Awards and shit for. Creating particles to explain waves. You see what I'm saying? Creating virtual reality, artificial particles like protons, electrons, and neutrons, and everybody running through the reality now using these words as the description or explanation of the absolute, or as a description into the absolute, as if it is the absolute, not realizing that, hey man, it's just a part of the scheme again. Another trick you fell into. And then you got all these people on social media creating all these lies, compacting all of these fake ass experiences together, and then selling them to you. And now what you doing, you giving them all your money. Meanwhile, you still fuck somewhere living at home with your mama. But these motherfuckers rich, living somewhere laid up. But your goofy ass still somewhere believing in the dumb shit that they selling you, giving them all your goddamn money with no outcome to it, just the hope and anticipation that once they get to a comfortable enough place that where they decide it's okay now to start paying you or giving you something for your slavery. Spirituality in 2019, or having a spiritual awakening in the year 2019, is not going to be as peaceful and as what they say, soulless. It's not going to have so much soul food in it as they make it. You see what I'm saying? Literally. I'm not saying that it's going to make you angry. Now, I'm not angry. If I was angry, I'd be out here causing wars and shit. I'd be out here screaming, let's march and battle. And no, that's anger. I'm not angry. I'm passionate about my messages because I love my people, man. Not just saying, and I mean this, like not just black people. And I'm saying this, man, listen, and I need all my white friends, because I got some white friends and I got some good white friends. And then I got some white friends that I just don't know too well. We just associate on social media and stuff. And here goes the thing. I need y'all to start getting a grip of y'all self, man. And I mean this with the utmost respect, man. Listen, I'm black, I'm white, and I'm native. I got all of the races inside of me, so that just lets me know that, man, listen, Joe, I came here to not divide, but to bring everything together. Not to create ratios, but to bring it together. But when I'm talking to my black people, my black brothers and sisters, and I'm using my words to build them and unite them and strengthen them, the most oppressed people on this planet right now, and we know that it's been done and being done by people that look like you, stay the fuck out of it. I be meaning that shit. Now, was that anger? No. Passion. Stop being so fucking greedy. Stop being so fucking narcissistic. Stop being so fucking evil that when you see somebody trying to raise a dead-minded people, that you get jealous and got all kind of racist shit to throw in there. Stop, man. And then trying to make it seem like the people that's doing it is racist. We're not. Because when I'm saying it to right, when I'm saying something nice and beautiful and good to my white brothers and sisters, you don't notice that separatism that's being caused to my black brothers and sisters. So it's okay sometimes for me to lift them too. And I mean that shit, man. Stop doing that shit, because y'all do that shit a little too much and then try to hide that shit under all of the fake patriotism, cynicism, witticism, and the rest of the shit that you throw it up under. Stop, man. I ain't saying we can't be friends, but if you keep doing that shit, no, we ain't gonna be friends. No, and it ain't just got nothing to do because you white. If my black friends do it when I'm esteeming my white friends, we can't be friends. Nigga, I don't care about none of that shit. I just told you, I'm black, white, and native. Any of the other shit you got to say, take that shit all the way down there. You hear me? All the way down there. Because whether you know it or not, it's the same people causing the same racial divides, and they're implanting all of this shit inside of our minds. We got to stop allowing this shit to happen like this. We literally have to come together, man. We have to stop seeing people that don't look exactly like us, meaning that our skin tone as some type of an opposition, because we're not. We're all coming. Listen, man, we all came from the planet. It doesn't matter if the planet had to slow down its vibratory frequency for the Caucasian race to exist here. It had to slow down its vibratory frequency for the melanated race to be here. Everything here is a parasite. You don't get it. Everything here is a parasite. Damn. Everybody at war and battling with my black, my white, and then talking about my third eye open. How can your third eye be open if you still looking at everything below the navel? You still stuck in the legs, man. That's the duality of nature. You're still stuck inside your lower chakras. And because you still caught up in lying and shit, everybody just lying about their experiences, you would never really find out the truth. So you got to bag up away from everybody. And this is why everybody confused, everybody going through the reality, getting sucked, dropped, spiritually and religiously. Because everybody lying. Stop lying. We don't have to be the coldest niggas at this shit in order to actually have friends that's good at this shit. You ain't got to be, already an adept. If you not, like, stop lying. Because see, you would be sitting there talking this adept shit and then or claiming this adept shit, but you really you showing the motherfucker something opposite. But you getting over on a lot of people that ain't, woke for real. But then you got motherfuckers that's really standing on the outside of it all, like, man, this shit is just nuts. I look at it and I don't know what else to say, man. But I love my people, so I'm gonna say something. Because I love everybody. Like I said, all this out. Of course I'm gonna say something. Why would I not say nothing? I love everybody. I want everybody to actually, like, come on, bro, come together. We can deal with so much. The biggest thing these people want to keep us from is free energy. How to literally abstract natural and biological energy from the ethers. That's what they want to keep us from. Okay? Because as long as they control our power, they control us. That shit's over. We don't have to beef and fight no more, bro. We don't have to go to war in order to make it. We don't need war. They need wars in order to stay in control. We don't need wars to exist. We don't even want wars. They want wars because they need as much of us to die as possible so that they can continue executing these fictions into our realities. And they're getting worse, worse, and worse. You see? Black folks got a slavery story. White folks got a slavery story. Indians got a slavery story. Everybody got a slavery story. But don't nobody realize that everybody else got a slavery story because they so caught up inside of their slavery story. Never to even question if the slavery story is real. We watch them create so much mysticism and so many mysteries on TV, but we never realized that maybe some of the shit that they're selling us was also mysterious or mysticism or untrue. You see? Stop always riding with everything just because it's something that you can use to get a buck. Don't get stuck there, man. Grow. Because if your true intention is to teach the people and to guide the people just back into that light so that they can get out of this prison, because the prison is inside of the mind. The prison is inside of the mind. Everything that you do, thinking that you actually got to do to get out of here or be here. Man, you don't got to do none of that stuff. Bro, I'm trying to tell you. When it's time to get out of here, you're going to get out of here anyway. These people got y'all going crazy through here. Because why? They're trying to control an aspect of your reality. Everybody trying to set up a domain inside of your consciousness, inside of your imagination. Why? Because everybody needs you. You. If you was not important, why would people try to manipulate you, prey on you, and trick you? Why do you think people need you? Because you're just as important as they are. You're just as spiritually inclined or connected as they are. In fact, they may not be spiritually connected, inclined, or indebted. You see? That's the reason they still need you. Just because people say that they're awoke don't mean that they're awake. You see what I mean? Like, there's a lot in between there. So like I say, listen, I'm not here to actually rag nobody. I'm not here to go hard on everybody. It's just that, man, yeah, it's like that's the chastising moment. I do it to myself. Like when I talk to myself in the mirror, I be honest with myself. I'm bold and blatantly honest with myself. I don't cut corners. I talk to myself the way I talk to everybody, with authority and force, because you know why? I will manipulate me if I give myself a chance. I know me. I'm not going to give myself a chance to lie to me. But y'all ain't that conscious. Y'all will let y'all lie to y'allself just to protect somebody else. The worst thing you can ever do is not want to let go or be afraid to let go. So, listen, man, I love y'all. I ain't come up in here to, go hard on y'all or, cause no friction up in here. I just really came up in here, man, so that I can pull that down to y'all. You see what I mean? Knowing that if I can bring this to a forefront, man, so I can teach my people to understand that, man, listen, just because people say that they're spiritual, it doesn't mean that they're spiritual. You see? And you don't have to play the spiritual games in order to be spiritual, but you need to be connected back to what you consider as spirituality, because they're playing war games inside of the reality, right? They're playing real live war games inside of the reality. And yes, even though I know that the reality is an illusion, I understand that y'all don't know that the reality is an illusion. I'm not worried about death. I'm telling you, bro, when all of this shit happen right now, I'm not gonna die. I'm gonna leave at 88. When this whole country get blew off the goddamn map, not just me, I am one of the beings that's still gonna make it and be here. I'm serious. So I'm not lost or caught up by this shit. You better get yourself up out of that motherfucking lower vibration, lying on a goddamn time for trying and pretending. For you don't be one of the ones either. And then people say, well, man, you know, I ain't really worried. No, you a lie. You really are worried about it, and you're gonna be afraid when it actually comes. You're just lying publicly because you don't want people to know that you're not as far or as advanced into consciousness as you think you are. Yes. You are. And I'm going to tell you this, not fearing death won't protect you from it. And when you got so many different beings, man, as a collective field of consciousness that are going into this, what they call the death membrane space, because the astral realm, the ethereal realm, that fourth dimensional space, the reason it's here is because the death membrane exists. Literally. There's not supposed to be a fourth dimension here. You see what I'm saying? The fourth dimension literally exists here because of death, because of a consciousness or let me say, a frequency or body of consciousness that has been interwoven into the consciousness template of the bodies here. You see what I'm saying? Or that has been interwoven into the template of the consciousness bodies here. You see? Like what they call the Christ, Sophia consciousness, etc. That's what I mean. Anyway, you listen. I don't want to keep y'all no longer, man. I made this video just to, you know what I'm saying, step in on what is spiritual awakening like in 2019, right? What would it be like? And I just want to give it to people raw, because when you start to awaken and start to feel all of these different floods of emotions, I don't want you to feel unnatural. I don't want you to feel off course. I don't want you to feel off balance. I don't want you to feel out of place. I don't want you to feel mishandled. I don't want you to feel like you're somewhere you shouldn't be, or like you're in the wrong lane or angle because somebody else playing spiritual over here practicing and preaching to you this namaste shit. That's all. That's it. That's it. And I don't let these niggas tell me nothing about this shit, because, man, look, you trying to figure out some shit that I done already experienced several times. Like, you crazy. You're not gonna sit here and teach me nothing about death. No. You nuts. That's like me standing up trying to teach a woman about birth pains and all of this stuff. And then people saying, well, you know, the most important thing is for us to admit that we don't know. No, you need to admit you don't know. Did you or did you not hear me explain to you that I've been dead already and I had to come back for a reason? So why in the fuck would you still assume that everybody on the planet don't know? You see how stupid people really are with the fake spiritual games? Don't be one of them. Watch out for people that play them games. You can see the games that they play by the contradictories. They live differently than they speak. But if you don't know this, because these motherfuckers done isolated their reality so far from you so that you can't see or match the cards, connect the dots, then that red flag they ass then, like, man, y'all gotta come on. Right now, I want everybody to always say this to yourself every day. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Every day. If you understand that proper preparation prevents poor performance, then you will realize that it is always absolutely imperative for you to be consciously aware of who and what you are in the moment right now, for somebody else slide in like a goddamn hero, shero, or enemy and teach you who you are. How many of my queens out there been going through that shit for years right now? Men been swooping down into your life like heroes, goddammit, on anything, only to beat your consciousness down worse. So anyway, man, listen, I love y'all. I just wanted to slide in and just give it to y'all, man. What is a spiritual awakening like in 2019? Yes, we can do this so long, but I ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna do some more. All right, I love y'all, man. Hold this. Subscribe, share, like. Thank you. That's all I need. That's all I want from y'all, man. Like, hey, rock with me, kick it with me. Because I ain't finna sit here and mislead you and sell you no crazy ass, pseudo ass dreams. I ain't finna do all that to get you up out your motherfucking money. I ain't on that. I ain't trying to create no Messiah types. I ain't trying to create no resurrection and no Christ consciousness. Like, but we are all a part of this Christ consciousness. Everybody. You too. Hold this.